What is happening, everyone? Welcome to the Crafty couple. How are we this fine evening? I am joined by two lovely ladies. Rach, how are you getting on today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. And Ames over there in Clare for us, where they're so far behind on vaccines, she won't get one till probably next year. Ames, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, not too bad.
I mean, I think we were all well rested, definitely last night after the snore fest that we watched. Apart from Axel's goal, which was sadly disallowed because Victor Lindelof has obviously branched into a bit of MMA training during the week and thought he'd try out his best move on the Sociedad centre half. So, my old man fell asleep beside me watching it. Rach, what did you think of the game? I didn't find it too interesting. What about yourself?
I wasn't far behind him, to be completely honest with you. It was so boring, but I mean, we'd already won it in a sense. I know you can't get too complacent with football nowadays, especially United, but we'd already won it. We made a lot of changes, and then obviously the kids got a good half as well. So, I mean, overall, you can't complain too much because we're through to the next 16 now and we didn't pick up any more injuries, really. So it's not much else you can ask for, really. But it was boring as fuck.
Oh, it was brutally boring. And I was trying not to drink because I had my vaccine today. So I couldn't even drink my way through the pain. So, Ames, are you in the same boat? You were nearly conked out watching it. It was that bad.
Oh yeah, I was yawning my way through that second half. I'd say I yawned a good 40 times. Like, it's not even a joke. Bore fest.
It was.
No, it was a brutal game, but it was 4-0. I would have taken it at the start. I just wouldn't have watched it, to be honest. If I knew it was going to be that bad, I could have got an early night for myself. Got in nice and early to work this morning. But we move on. And AC Milan in the draw today. Probably the toughest team we could have got. Zlatan Ibrahimovic making his return to an empty Old Trafford. Sadly, because I did love that man. I would love to have seen him come back to Old Trafford. But it's going to be a tough one in between, in and around Paddy's weekend. And it's a tough fixture, especially we play them straight after City. I mean, Ames, can you see us progressing through, getting Ollie his first trophy?
Sure, why not? They've proved what they can. That was
such a mammy response. Sure, why not? Eh?
Sure, they've proved what they can do, so there's no reason why they couldn't. And to be honest, we need to get out of this thing where we're not getting past semi-finals. So hopefully, this is the year we can do it.
I mean, yeah, I see. There's more lads coming out of 42s with joyous semis than we are at the moment. Rach, what are you thinking about in terms of? Rach knows 42s. She's from Manchester.
I do.
Yeah, 42s is a phenomenal night out.
I haven't been there since uni. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a great night out if you're ever in Manchester and you're looking for some good sort of Stone Roses, Oasis, Cortinas, and sticking to the floor in a £1 Jaeger bomb. It's your place to go. But Rach, are you confident that we're going to get this? Become Europa League champions of the world?
I am. If you don't know me, I'm very positive. I'm very optimistic. I see the best in everyone. So if someone just gives me a chance to kind of be positive about something, I'm always like, yeah, fuck it, why not? We can beat anyone. Because like Ames said, we have shown that we can beat anyone. So the only thing that's stopping them is themselves. So, I mean, why not? I mean, yes, it's AC Milan. It's a tough fixture. I think it was reported today as well that Dalot can play because the clause...
Does that matter?
I always like Dalot.
I like him, but it's not like it's Bruno Fernandes. Do you know what I mean? It's
exactly. But I mean, yes, it is a tough fixture, but you might as well get them out early so you don't have to face them in the final, right?
True, that is true. I mean, we need a final, and who knows? We might actually be able to go to it. That is a possibility. We could be in Gdansk drinking beers, singing songs. Who knows? I'm being very positive about being able to go to football before the end of this year because
I can't go anywhere, so stop talking about it.
Ames, I'm sure you can drink a pint of the vaccine at some point. that's enough about the Europa League. I mean, hopefully now that we never ever qualify for the new competition that's coming in the UEFA Europa Conference League, that new one. Only one English team goes into it, and I swear to God, if we have an off-season and finish in that position, we better forfeit that competition because I am not going into that. That is
had enough being in the Europa League.
Yeah, honestly, they've just revamped the Intertoto Cup. There was just no need. It was dead. No one wanted it back. But yeah, that's hopefully we never ever have to witness a game of that at Old Trafford. But we move on and we look at this weekend's fixtures, and we're starting out with the 12:30 on Saturday. It's them blue lot from East Manchester, and they are playing the mighty Hammers of East London. And West Ham have shocked everyone this season. They're fourth. Danny Dyer said it was better than his grandson being born. I mean, it's a bit harsh on his poor daughter, to be fair. But football does come first for a lot of people. So that is what it is. But David Moyes is doing a phenomenal job at West Ham. Antonio has come back into the side now as well, and they look like a great team. And can they pull off a result against City, who? I can't even remember the winning streak that they're on right now. It just seems to be never ending. But lost since, is it 19? Oh, God. That's the less we talk about it, the better. Rach, do you think West Ham can end that winning streak? It was a London club that were the last team to beat City. Can the mighty Hammers do everyone a favour and make it a bit more interesting?
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think Jesse Lingard's going to score the winner and just absolutely send them back where they belong. But I'm trying to think. The thought
of that is just, it's making me feel so warm inside.
I think the rationality of it is they're probably going to win. I mean, you've got to be blind not to see that they're in amazing form at the minute. I hate to say it, but yeah, they are in great form at the moment. But yeah, I hope they can win. But yeah, I think City are just going to edge it.
I mean, you started so well there, Rach. You had me feeling warm inside, and now I just feel empty and cold like the Etihad. But
always,
it's always empty. It's always cold. And I mean, the last time I went there, I got a fish thrown at me from City fans. I mean, creative. I will not. Can't knock them there. They went to the fishmongers and got a full-on fish and just launched it at us. Creative. It wasn't a smoke. It wasn't a flare. It wasn't a smoke bomb. It was a fish. Fair play. Yeah. I mean, it's probably Sheikh Mansour bought it. But Ames, is Jesse Lingard going to be doing the moonwalk at the Etihad instead of the Emirates?
Do you know what? I'm going to say yeah, and I'm going to say West Ham are going to win at 2-1.
2-1 West Ham. I love it. I love the positivity.
I'm not Jesse Lingard's biggest fan, but by all means, if he wants to bag the winner against City, I'll be delighted.
She'll be joining Lingard FC.
I am a fully fledged member. I'm probably the founder of Lingard FC, to be honest. I absolutely adore the man. Absolutely love him. I'd honestly, if he has a great season, I'd welcome him back with open arms. I love the man very much. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw though myself. I think Lingard. I think Antonio might do something, but I'm going to say it's going to be. I think it's going to be a Antonio chest down. Lingard finishes it off 1-1. But make it a bit more interesting towards the end of the season. Then the 3:00 West Brom versus Brighton. No one's particularly excited about this. It's how football should be played in Graham Potter versus what people perceive as anti-football in Sam Allardyce. So it's whatever way you want to take it. Are you more a traditionalist or are you more of a hipster? Ames, which one are you going for? Are you going for a pint of Guinness or are you going for a pint of craft beer?
Oh, I think Brighton might edge this one, so I'm going to say 1-0.
1-0 for Brighton. I mean, they're just pulling away from the relegation battle, and West Brom, going deeper and deeper into it. Rach, what about you?
I actually think it's going to be a boring 0-0 draw. So I'm just going to say a stalemate 0-0.
Stalemate
0-0. So
pretty much. I mean, how many? I think they had about 20 shots against Palace and only got 1 goal and lost the game 2-1. Exactly. It was sort of a break their controller on FIFA moment for poor old Graham Potter. Moving on, because let's be honest, no one's that excited about that one. Leeds versus Villa, though, at 5:30, bit more of an exciting game. Two of the surprise packages, what shall we say, in the Premier League. Leeds a bit patchy in their form, same as Villa, but Villa could go above Liverpool if they do win their games in hand. So, very possible that, we all love that, but very possible that Villa could finish in European places this season, especially after just surviving last year. That'd be a massive coup for Dean Smith's men, and it's a tough game for them at Ellen Road. Do you think Bielsa's going to come out, or is it Dean Smith for you, Rach?
I'm actually going to go with Leeds. Sends shivers down my spine when you say something like that. I think Leeds are going to win just because I think Jack Grealish is still out, isn't he? And so is Matty Cash as well. So, yeah, I think Leeds are going to just edge it because, Rafinha is playing insane, and obviously you've got Bamford as well. So, yeah, I'm going to go Leeds.
Patrick Bamford, the man who rejected more Ireland call-ups than Mark Noble, and no danger of him switching allegiance now that he's in a bit of form in the Premier League. Abe's, what are you thinking? Is the man who broke my heart, Patrick Bamford, going to get on the score sheet and beat Villa?
Yeah, I think that is going to happen, especially with Grealish out as well. I think he's missed at Villa, so I'm going to say 2-1 Leeds. I reckon because Leeds' defence isn't great, so Villa could sneak something past them, but I reckon it could be a 2-1 Leeds win.
2-1 Leeds. A narrow victory for Leeds. I think it's going to just be a mental game. I'm going to say 3-2 Leeds. I wouldn't be, but it wouldn't surprise me if Leeds lost 3-0, and it wouldn't surprise me if they won 4-0. They're just the most unpredictable side. It just depends on who turns up that day and whether Bielsa fancies actually putting a defence out. But obviously he is the third best manager in the world, ladies. We can't forget that. He's the third best manager in world football. But now we look at the 8 o'clock game. It's Newcastle versus Wolves, and our mate Stevie Bruce, he's having a torrid time of it. He's getting ripped apart. He's getting called cabbage head. I'm sure he'd have cabbages thrown in his locker if he was a player. No one would disrespect the manager that much, however. But they are now only 3 points ahead of Fulham, and their bums must be flapping because relegation is a real thing here now, and it's a real possibility for Newcastle. And Ames, do you think Wolves are gonna do him here and possibly condemn him to the drop?
Oh, I'm not really sure. Like, Newcastle will have a lot of players behind the ball. Obviously, United being one as well, we actually struggled to break them down. So, well, we struggled in the first half anyway to break them down. So I'm going to say Wolves might edge it 1-0.
1-0 Wolves. Rach, you thinking on the same lines, or is Steve Bruce going to pull some magic out of his cabbage head?
Bless him. Poor Brucey.
Poor Bruce. I think it gets it's a bit too harsh, the abuse. It's a bit personal, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's not nice whenever you see someone being abused, but there's nothing you can do about it. I actually think I'm going to go 1-1 just because Wolves haven't been very free-flowing with their scoring recently, especially with obviously Jimenez's injury has been out for a while, so they haven't really been right since then. But obviously Alan Saint-Maximin, he showed last week that he does have quality. I don't know whether that was just our defence making him look quality, but he does have something about him that he can be okay. So I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. Rach, just a reminder, our defence made a 16-year-old Luke Matheson of Rochdale look quality once. So, it's a bit of an it, but he's a good player, to be fair. He's old Alan Saint-Maximin. But yeah, I'm thinking along the same lines. I think it could be a 0-0, but I'll go with the 1-1. And we move on to Palace versus Fulham, which is also on BBC, which is quite nice to see, a Premier League game on BBC Sport. Palace versus Fulham at Selhurst Park. Great win for Roy Hodgson against Brighton. That random derby that doesn't make any fucking sense. In Palace versus Brighton, it makes zero sense. Just basically because they don't have any rivals because they're obscure place. Well, not obscure places, but just no one really near them. Bit weird, but we move on. And Palace fans seem to be a bit, unsettled with Roy Hodgson at the helm. But Fulham are on the up, keep getting points, keep getting up further out of that relegation zone. And, a win could take them level on points with Newcastle. So, Ames, do you think Fulham are going to do this one? Is Scott Parker going to pull off a great escape with Fulham?
They're going to want to keep out of the relegation zone anyway. So, this is a hard one. No, I'm going to go with a Palace win.
Palace win?
Yeah.
But comfortable or just got a feeling?
Yeah, I just have a feeling. Yeah.
Just go in with your head and your heart this time. Love it, Ames. Love to see it. Scotty Parker's not doing it. I mean, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's only got a contract at Chelsea still because he's a good-looking bloke. Because he doesn't seem to be a great footballer, and he's injured every 2 weeks. If he looked like Wayne Rooney, he'd have been sacked years ago, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Rach, do you think Scotty Parker's going to pull off some magic at Selhurst Park against Old Roy?
I actually do. I've actually gone with a Fulham win. I think it's actually going to be 2-0. Palace can't seem to get any form rolling. So they've just come off a win, and it was a good win. Obviously, the last minute, Benteke was a good win for them, but I don't think they'll be able to keep up momentum. They just seem to struggle, kind of keeping it going. So, I'm going to go Fulham because that what's his name? Josh Maja, who they've got on loan.
Josh Maja, what a man.
He scored last week and he actually looks quite bright. So him and Adamana Lookman, they could go well together. So, I'm going to go Fulham 2-0.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat as yourself there, Rach. I think Fulham are gonna win this one. And I also love Josh Maja because I did a career mode with Sunderland a couple of years ago. Made him into absolute world beater of a footballer. And for that reason, I do just love him. I've sort of tracked his career. Very weird, very personal to me, I know. But stranger things do happen. We move on to Leicester versus Arsenal, which is the other 12 o'clock kickoff. And we are also joined by, so what, Mr. Bitz and Bobs. He's also come in a bit late. His missus has got him on the old lock and key. So he just managed to escape just about now. How are you, mate?
Yeah, mate, listen, sorry to be late. You already know the situation, man, so I do apologise. Nice to meet you, girls. How are you guys doing? You all right?
Good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Nice to meet you too.
Good.
All good. As we digress into the Leicester versus Arsenal, the other 12 o'clock, which is the one that I'm sure most people will be watching at the King Power. Leicester sitting level on points with United, and Arsenal coming off the back of that, amazing European night for them against Benfica in that comeback victory with good old Pierre. And can they keep up that momentum? Bits. When I come to you first, and you've just jumped on, mate. What do you think is going to happen in this one?
I think it's Leicester. You said, yeah.
Leicester, Arsenal,
correctly. Yeah, I personally think Leicester at home. I think Leicester are going to beat them. I think Arsenal were very lucky midweek against Benfica, but I think Brendan's a better coach than Arteta, in my opinion. Maddison, I heard Maddison's out, so it's going to be a big loss. But the thing about Brendan is, as long as you've got a system and players know their job, they come in, you should be fine. Arsenal, I think Arsenal are just going to be scrapping for points, personally. I think they don't know if they're coming or going right now, to be honest. And Vardy always enjoys playing against their back three or back four, so I can only see a Leicester win here. And I'm going to go for Leicester 3-1, and Arsenal probably get a consolation kind of goal or something.
Leicester 3-1, Arsenal getting a consolation goal. I mean, I thought that was all their goal was going to be on last night against Benfica, but they managed to pull it out of the bag somehow. Rach, what are you thinking? Are Leicester going to try and close the gap on City and get ahead of us, or are are Arsenal going to do a job on them? I can't see it likely myself. What are you thinking?
I have faith in Arsenal.
God, you're about the only one that does, Rach.
Yeah. My mum's an Arsenal fan. Ask me why, I have absolutely no fucking clue.
God bless
I've
her.
always supported Arsenal for some strange reason. We've never ever lived in London. I have absolutely no idea where it came from, but they've always supported Arsenal. But yeah, I think they'll be on a massive high since their win, because it was a great European night against Benfica in the round of 32. So I think they'll be on a high. They'll be full of confidence, and I think they can take it forward. So I'm going to put my faith in Arsenal. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. I mean, I can't see it. I think even the most staunch Arsenal fans wouldn't be going for that one. But who knows? Who knows? Ames, are you thinking along the lines of Rach? Are you thinking along the lines of Bitz?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Leicester win here. They're obviously knocked out of Europa League, so they're going to be wanting second spot. So even if Maddison is out, Harvey Barnes is playing unbelievable football at the moment. He's in great form. Arsenal are very inconsistent, I think. So I reckon Leicester could win this one 3-1.
Yeah, Leicester 3-1. I mean, I don't know if it will be that convincing. I'm going to say a 2-1 win. It's not a huge difference, to be fair, but Harvey Barnes, I think he's an absolute class player and is definitely in contention to get into that European squads. Moving on to the Spurs game, 2:00, Spurs Burnley. Normally should be a foregone conclusion, but Spurs are that shy at the moment that I don't think any of their games are a foregone conclusion. Poor old Jose, that sort of toxicity is sort of settling in at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I warned all my Tottenham mates. They had a few good results. They were giving it large, saying United ruined him. We're going to make him great again. Oh, you fuck. He is the same bloke. He's lost it since he went to Madrid. He'll win you a couple of trophies, but it will ruin your club. Rach is the Portuguese man that made our lives a bit of a torment for a year and a half. Is he going to get a result against the human Dalek in Sean Dyche?
No. I will never ever forgive Jose Mourinho for what he did to Manchester United. He ruined the football that we played, and it's obviously we're now seeing it is coming back. Like, you see that free flowing, exciting football. But when I was going to Old Trafford under Jose Mourinho, oh my god, it was
depressing,
the most boring thing, because you just know you'd sit there and just be bored shitless. So. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put my faith in Burnley. I have seen as well that Chris Wood and Barnes as well could be out. So I think if they are out, then I would maybe go with a Tottenham win. But if they're in, then I would go Burnley.
Go for a Burnley win. Sean Dyche. Could he do something amazing against Jose? I mean, he was called the Ginger Mourinho at one point, but who knows, mate? Yeah, in a lot of people's minds, Sean Dyche has surpassed him. Abe, is Sean Dyche going to surpass him on Sunday? That is the true question.
Oh, I don't know. Like, Spurs on the counter, Son and Kane are very good on the counter, but other than that, they don't really have much. If Barnes and Wood are out, I'd say Spurs win, but other than that, I'm going to go for a boring 0-0 draw.
A boring 0-0, something we love to see on a Sunday afternoon, just getting us through to our Sunday dinners that our mothers have lovingly prepared us, or wives in Bitz's case. Bitz, mate, is Jose going to get his mojo back, after that amazing 4-0 win against some random team that from Austria? I think, was it Wolfsberger, Baki? I think it was.
I don't even know. I just knew they scored so many goals. I think, this is probably the worst game they probably wanted, personally, because they're going to have to fight, bite, scratch, run more, and it's going to be very physical, and it'll probably be brought down to Burnley's level. And I hope I'm not offending any Burnley fan or their club here. What
No
I'm
worry,
saying
mate.
to you
No
that,
Burnley fans watching this. I'm a London United fan, but it didn't reach Burnley, man.
because I just think that we all know what Burnley bring to the league. We know what they're going to do. 4-4-2, shit housery, fuckery. Long ball, direct balls up forward. Set pieces. And I just think right now, Tottenham, especially at centre back, I think they're very vulnerable. I think at set pieces, corner wise, Lloris is quite vulnerable. I don't think. Mind you, we have a cheek to be talking about other people's goalkeepers, but I think
We've got two of the best shot stoppers in the world, mate. I don't know what you're going on about.
I mean, that's debatable. It's debatable, but yeah, I think some of the Spurs players won't want to go there, and it's all about mentality for Spurs. I think because we know they're losers anyway, but they've already got a losing mentality, but they'll be on and up. They've won. They're through to the next round. I think it'll be very key to see who we see play, because if he goes with Højbjerg, Winks, and Sissoko in the midfield, we know it's just going to be a very, very boring game. If he switches up with Ndombele and Lamela, then we can probably expect Spurs to dominate. I'm just going to go for an edgy 2-1 because to Spurs, I think their quality will just outshine Burnley's hard work. Which is a shame. I dislike Burnley completely anyway. However, Rach, you said something about Jose Mourinho, right? And I actually agree with you, and I don't agree with you. It's weird. So I agree with you regarding.
It was a good year, man. That was a good year. That was it.
I know. Do you know what though? Right? I feel like
a poisonous year and a half. I fell asleep at a game. It was that shit at some stages, man.
No, I know. But do you know what? It's like this might be a bad analogy, and ladies, please tell me if it's wrong. I can just imagine like if it was a relationship. The person's annoying, but come summer holidays, you're going to Dubai, you're going.
That's some toxic relationship. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave that relationship. If you're waiting for 3 months of the year, get the fuck out of there, man.
No,
Jesus Christ.
This is what I'm saying to you. But what I'm saying to you, like, that come summer, you're gonna get a trophy or go on a nice holiday. Get that tan for you guys and stuff. I actually like Jose as the individual. And I love him when he's at someone else's club as a manager. I think he's so entertaining as a manager at someone else's club. When he was at my club, Rach, I agree with you. Jesus is Lord. Like, it was tough watching that. Especially when you did go to a game, you knew, wow, I'm just here just for the sake of being here now. But no, I agree with you now. But sorry, Ewan. Back to the game. I think 2-1.
Fucking Owen, man, every week.
I keep doing this. Sorry. I think 2-1, Harry Kane penalty, and a deflection or something. And then Burnley will score with 20 minutes to go, and it'll be like old school Sam Allardyce Bolton, just lumping the ball forward and stuff. So yeah, that's what I think.
I think that's a bit harsh to old school Sam Allardyce Bolton. Sam Allardyce's Bolton was an exciting team. JJ Okocha, Fernando Hierro.
Jokev, mate, listen, great team, but when they wanted to go, they went very direct. It went forward up to Kevin Nolan and Kevin Davies and Kevin Nolan as well. So yeah, man. But I actually want Burnley to get relegated personally. So
the more they lose, the better. It's a bit harsh on poor old Burnley. I mean, they're a disliked club. It's a decent away day. I wouldn't want to spend more than 3 or 4 hours in Burnley, to be honest. It's £2 a pint, nice pies, but I wouldn't want to spend the weekend there with a lady friend. It wouldn't be your first go-to place. But I'm going to go for a draw here. I don't think it's going to be the most exciting of games. And I think Spurs are going to slowly but surely fade away and have to put all their eggs into the Europa League basket like we did in 2017 and hope it pays off for them. Now we move on to a team. We are playing Chelsea at 4:30. I absolutely despise Chelsea. As you all know, I am Cockney. I am London. I grew up in London. All of my mates at school were Chelsea fans. I absolutely hate them. For any of you that have seen my fan cam against Chelsea when we beat them, you'll know how buzzing I was when that happened. There's not many clubs that I do hate with such a passion, but Chelsea is 100% up there, and I absolutely want to destroy them. Is there anyone that shares that? Rach, I know you're a Manchester lass, but do you share my hatred of Chelsea?
I hate them. I think it's something about just them as a club and their players. Like, I've always disliked, John Terry, Frank Lampard. They make my skin crawl. And when, the 08 final, when Terry slipped, I think that was like one of the happiest moments of my life, because just to see him on his arse in the rain crying was joyous, absolutely joyous. And I have absolutely no shame in that. I have no shame in saying I love to see him cry. But yeah, I just know they're just one of the clubs that I actually can't stand. I think it's the whole managerial merry-go-round as well. It's the owners. It's everything, really. So I love to beat them.
All right, fan base, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I just love to beat them, and I hated Frank Lampard as well. And I know he's gone now, but he's still part of that club, and I want to destroy every ounce of that club.
Every ounce of that club. I mean, I just hated Chelsea because it was always all my mates were all Chelsea fans. That was how I grew up, and we never won away against Chelsea until Ollie came in, and then we won 3 in a row there. So, and that was beautiful. Bitz, obviously you're up in Scotland, mate. Do you have a similar hatred of Chelsea, or is it a bit mellowed out?
Do you know what? Actually, I hate to bring it up, but when Rach said John Terry, yeah, to be honest, I do. Right. For obvious reasons, we don't have to go into it. I think for the audacity for the fans and the way the club acted around it, like nothing happened when everyone could see what he said. Stevie Wonder could have seen what he said. I think, but regarding football-wise, they've just been that annoying little itch at the back of your calf, and it's just like, get lost. If you're abroad and you see a cockroach, you're like trying to hit it, get lost, get away. And
cockroach!
Also, they think, listen, I'm with the
I fucking hate him. You can say whatever you like, mate. You can.
I just think because they won the Champions League, and obviously it was brilliant when we beat them. I absolutely loved that night. But because they've won the Champions League, they think they're on this pedestal now. They think that, only London team to win it, rat-a-ta-ta and all that stuff. And it's just like, shut up, you're rubbish. Like, do you know what I mean? You're Chelsea. Behave yourself. And I'd love it so much if we pammed them like 4-5-1. Like, just like embarrass them. And I hope they played well. I want them to play well. So they can't be like, oh, it was a bad day at office. I want them to come at us and we beat them 4-5-1. Realistically, I love a 3-1. So I always think we're going to score 3 goals and always concede because our centre-back. So I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go 4-1 because I just think Bruno, in his mind, will want to win regardless. And listen, I think I'm running out of words to describe this guy personally. And Rashford, he's going to be a bit fresher. And I'm going to chuck something in here, right? I'd love to see Daniel James against Alonso for 90 minutes. Literally 90 minutes.
I agree with you, mate. I agree with you there.
Alonso can't defend. He can't get back. James, this is controversial, right? But this is my opinion. I think his absence, he's went and concentrated on himself. He looks a bit more, I dare say, smarter on the pitch. And it looks like he's being coached properly. And, I was punching my fist when he scored against Newcastle and Sociedad. I'm like, maybe this is it now. We're starting to see, a player coming through and actually believe in himself. And I'd love it because he will spin him like a Beyblade. He will rinse him in and out. And we all know Alonso gets booked all the time. He doesn't stay on his feet. So, I want us to win 4-1, man. I hope so. Because if we beat them, oh, mate, I'm going to be so loud on Twitter.
Mate, loud isn't even the word of what I'm going to be. I'm going to recreate the fan cam that I did with a flex outside Stamford Bridge, mate. I'm going to be at that level of of joyous and yeah. I think a lot of people did, mate. I think it got sent to me a few times throughout the week. Yeah, it was. It didn't bode well for me when my mother seen it, but we move on. Ames.
I took my mum to Old Trafford once. I think it was the Wolves game last year. Just before COVID hit. I think it was Bruno Fernandes's debut.
First game. Oh, nice.
Yep, his first game.
That was 0-0. Yeah.
It was a boring game, but I was making a conscious effort not to be me and
not to swear, not
to sing the songs. And I was just like, it was so hard because my mum, like I said, she's an Arsenal fan, but because she loves me, she always wants United to do well. So she always says to me before a game, she's like, "Oh, good luck, baby girl." She's Irish, by the way. She's from Dublin originally.
Yeah.
And she's always like, "Oh, good luck," and then she's like, "Are you not going to wish us good luck?" And I'm like, "No."
I feel like the reason your mum probably supported Arsenal was probably because of Liam Brady. Then, I didn't know your mum was Irish. If your mum's Irish, then she supports Arsenal. It's probably because of Liam Brady. Yeah, it's probably Liam Brady.
I've never really taken an interest in why. I just kind of say,
just sort of distance yourself from it. Just pretend it doesn't exist. Yeah.
I had to buy them for Christmas one year. I bought them the Emirates Stadium Tour tickets. It was on my credit card statement, and I was like, ugh.
Do you know what? In all fairness, it's a decent ground, but it's like £6 a beer in the away end, and it's Camden Lager. And in the last few years, we've actually done pretty shite there, so it's normally a terrible away day. But we move. Ames, what is your opinion about Chelsea? Do you despise them like the rest of us, or are you? Do you not really give a shit about them?
No, I completely echo what everyone said. And to be honest, I was loving watching Lampard fail at Chelsea. I was actually loving it. And John Terry slipping in that Champions League final is just one memory that's embedded in my brain. And I was only like 11, I think, at the time. But it's just one of those things that's just embedded in my brain. So, yeah, I do share the same hatred for Chelsea.
Do you know what? In terms of Lampard, Lampard is the only Chelsea player I sort of had made an exception for, because one of the main reasons I did meet him once, and he was really nice, and that was basically it. It was just a really nice bloke.
I've met Mark Lowen, and he was nice, but he's still a prick.
Yeah, but that's different. I don't know. I just always liked the way Lampard played as a kid. I just liked Lampard. I just thought he was a decent bloke, and I just liked him as a footballer. Hated Drogba because he just always fucking scored against us. But moving on to the actual game, it is our third time coming up against Thomas Tuchel this season, as we did play him twice in the Champions League with old Paris Saint-Germain, and Marcus Rashford, kept his throne in Paris, should I say, and managed to get us that winner there. But sadly, we couldn't do the same at Old Trafford, and we were poor that night, and we did lose 3-1. So, a third chance, a tiebreaker, if you will, and it's a massive opportunity. So, who, in terms of our starting lineups, then who do you think is going to give us the edge in goal? We'll start with Rach. Who do you think is going in net?
I think he's going to go back to De Gea. It's a big game. I think he's going to want to trust his number one, in a sense. I would maybe put Henderson in.
Would you? Just because Chelsea away is not really the first game to be like, right, Dean. Well, then again, I suppose why not though? Yeah, actually, yeah, why not?
He's got to get used to it at some point, because if the rumours of him wanting to leave are true, we can't have that, because he is going to be our number one in the future, because he is a very good keeper. He just needs regular game time. Yeah, so, why not, when one keeper's in not great form, you chuck the other one in and say, here you go, have a go.
Go with your back four there as well, Rach, if you want to fire that out.
Okay, probably going to get some hate for this again, but I'm going to go with Wan-Bissaka, everybody knows, Lindelof, Bailly, and...
Oi, touch me, come on. Hey, come on.
I am the founder of Lindelof FC. I don't have many members, but I am taking applications.
That's like an exclusive club, man. That is a very small membership. That's like the Monster Raven Looney party right there. That is that's not going to have a higher membership.
But I could either go with buying Maguire or buying Lindelof, just not Maguire and Lindelof. They just don't complement each other. They don't work. We've seen it on numerous occasions. They're both good defenders, just not together. So, yeah. It's like a toxic relationship.
Like a toxic relationship, but if they give you a trophy at the end of it, or a nice little holiday to Greece, apparently you should stay around, according to Bitz.
Have you been to Santorini? That's all I'm going to say, bro.
I have not been to Santorini. If there's any women out there that want to take me to Santorini, feel free to do so. Bitz, mate, your back five. What are you going for?
So I like to be controversial as well because of my opinion, but I feel like I've met my match in Rach because she's saying quite a lot.
Rach don't fuck about, mate. She's Northern girls, mate. You don't mess with them.
Where is it you're from? Where is it you're from?
I was in Manchester.
Oh, sick. 0-6-1. Nice one. So I would go. I think he's what I'd like to see. I think De Gea just edges it for me because it is a relatively big game, and you want to go with your, I dare say, tried and trusted. But yeah, and I think De Gea still has a bit of credit in the bank for those 3 years that he won Player of the Year, and obviously what he'd done in the past. Right back, look, Wan-Bissaka's going to play. We know that. Now, the centre back pairing, right? I got trolled for saying that. What is the difference between Maguire and Lindelof besides the price? And everyone came at me and was like, you're a hater, you've got an agenda. I was like, no. The question was, what is the difference? Now, I don't understand why our club paid 85 million for Harry Maguire. And this is where I'm going to go into it. And basically, Harry Maguire was playing in a back three at the World Cup. He played in a back three at Leicester City. He wasn't even the best defender there. The difference between Harry Maguire and Lindelof is probably Harry Maguire is probably better in the air.
He's a bit stronger as well.
Yeah, he's stronger. You know my phrase, yeah, so what? Like, so what? Okay. So you should either go for someone that's like Bailly or someone's like Bailly but better, but we bought the same thing. And I hate playing deep. Like if you see it, Lindelof and Harry Maguire, it's not their fault. They're not fast. It is what it is. But we play so deep. And you see the difference. And people don't realize this is why Bruno has to run round everywhere so much, because there's a big gap for him to make ground on or get back on. But that being said, we know he's going to play. He's going to play Harry and Lindelof. But I'd like to see Bailly and Lindelof, and then
Good
left
game.
back, Luke Shaw, Lucarto Roberto, Carlos. This guy, I'm so happy for him personally. I think he shut up a lot of people up. And it just shows you, isn't it? Like a bit of competition, get you out your comfort zone. So, yeah, I'm saying the same as Rach. Sorry to copy you, but yeah.
Fair play. I mean, Bitz, mate, you're going for a bit of an expressions vibe there, trying to convert Luke Shaw into Roberto Carlos. I see what you're doing there. See what you're doing. Go over the old Luke Hope. I mean, where was that coming? Ames, your back five. What are you thinking? You think along the same lines as the other guys? Do you think Ollie's going to think along those same lines as well?
So I'm going to go with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, and Bailly, Maguire, Shaw. Now we all know it's not going to be that centre back pairing, but to be honest with you, can you?
Well, we lost you there for a second, Ames. Your the Wi-Fi in Clare is obviously just lacking. Someone obviously turned on the switch there in the kitchen. The Wi-Fi just went out there for a second.
Sorry. Obviously, Maguire and Lindelof can play together, but I reckon either one, Maguire or Lindelof, in beside Bailly, and it works. They just can't play together. But we all know he's going to play his two favourites.
Yeah. I mean, that is the sad reality of that, to be honest. I mean, I was at the game last year, whereby he came back in for the first time in a long while, and he was absolutely phenomenal. And I do remember saying that night I was a lot more confident with Bailly and Maguire than I was with Lindelof and Maguire, and it still seems to stand up now. I think we're talking about who's Maguire partner, and I feel like we should probably be talking about who is Bailly partnering, really. Because he suits to play with either of them, whereas the two of them together you just don't mix. It's like oil and water. But yeah, I'd like to see the same back five as you lot, but I do just have a feeling that he's going to start Lindelof and Maguire, and Ollie Giroud might be playing around with Victor at the end of the game. Ames, I'm going to come to you first time about in terms of our midfield. What are you selecting?
We don't really have much of a choice, do we?
Axel came in and played all right there last night. He could surprise us all and be starting there.
I don't think Ollie will take that risk. He's not much of a risk taker. So our midfield is going to be Fred, Matic, and Bruno.
Fred, Matic, Bruno. Bitz, are you thinking along the same lines as that, or are you going to come out with your Mr. Controversial point and say that James Garner is going to be recalled from Nottingham Forest to play the game?
Do you know, it was funny, that one, wasn't it? When Tanzabi went in, it felt like, when I go watch my mates play football on a Sunday, and it's like the gaffer would be like, "Where'd you play?" "Oh, I play centre back." "Are you good on the ball?" "Yeah." "Right, cool." And you go on centre mid. It's like, was it just for the sake of it, or like, do you know what, go run about, mate, or something?
I don't know. He seems to have a lot of similarities in terms of his play to Timothy Fosu-Mensah. So I don't know. Similarities in terms of the way they play.
Listen. He's played centre back all season at Aston Villa. He played centre back in his whole career growing up. You're a centre back, mate. Unless there's a real reason. Because if he was playing centre mid, why have we not been playing him there? I just thought that one was odd. I think the midfield does pick itself. I personally want Matic to play, because I think Matic has a point to prove to Chelsea. People always say, "Oh, we sold him because he was useless," but if you look at it on previous history, he's been one of our better midfielders. He's just been unfortunate. You need to remember that he had that run before his contract was running out, and he had that great few months where we were just like, "Who the hell is this guy?" So I think Matic plays. Fred's gonna play. My opinion on Fred is, listen, if Fred was shooting at Tupac and Biggie, they'd both be alive. That's where I see it on that, because his shooting is awful. In possession, he's really, really poor. For a player that costs 53 million and you can't pass 10, 15 yards consistently is very worrying. And listen, the man himself, Bruno's going to play. So yeah, I think it picks itself, to be honest. I just hope, right, that Fred doesn't get booked in the first 20 minutes.
You know what, though? I think these sort of games suit Fred better than playing against teams that sit back, because he does do the dirty work.
He is quite good.
That's about all he fucking can do, to be honest. He can't shoot or pass. Yeah. So
no, but he's tenacious. Look, do you know what? Like, yeah, you're right, Amy, because like when he's tenacious and he's snapping at people's ankles without getting booked, but like he's being tenacious, he's hunting the ball down, then he gets the ball back. Just give it to the better technical.
Yeah, but this is what happens. Matic just needs to follow him around the pitch, because Matic can pick a pass out of anywhere, but he has to be with him at all times, because Fred couldn't pick a pass to save his life, the poor fucker.
I do like Fred. I just think
I like him, but he's just
I like him. Like,
I just don't think he's an extremely good footballer. Like, he's just
Like he's getting paid like 100 grand a week. God, but yeah. Anyway, he's our Fred, so yeah, we support him.
Fredge is apparently how you're supposed to pronounce it. I did hear that when he first signed for us, but look, mate, you just signed for a club in the northwest of England. You're called fucking Fred. That's just how it is. Rach, what are you thinking? Exact same in the midfield, or are you going to go for something a bit audacious?
No, I think it speaks for itself, really. It's going to be Matic, Fred and Bruno. There's we have no other options. I mean, McTominay is injured. I think Van der Beek's still injured.
He's back in training today. I did see that, but it's very unlikely.
I don't think he'd want to throw him in though, especially not in a massive game such as Chelsea. I mean, he doesn't fucking trust him anyway, so I doubt he'll throw him in for such a big game. But yeah, I think it speaks for himself. I would like to see Tuanzebe there just to see what he can do, because CDM is a massive issue for us. Massive issue. So
I mean, you make a good point there. Look, if you give him a try, but I see Bob's point earlier in terms of this game. It's not a game you want to be testing out stuff like that.
Before, though, we've done it before. Remember, we've played Phil Neville left back. We played Phil Neville. DMC does a job. If he's saying it's Axel, go mark. God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Mason Mount, they're in for at the moment. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Are we saying that? But I actually, do you know what, guys? I don't know, and this is the first one. Do you think he goes with a back three?
He has done that against Chelsea previously, but I can't see him doing that.
Just because James, and then you can play Shaw or Telles, so we're still, I dare say, balanced, and we've got two up top. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I know we're saying 4-2-3-1 here or 4-3-3, but he might put a back three.
I mean, who knows what Ollie's going to do? No one knows. He's so not unpredictable, but he's so out sometimes with his decisions. But you never really know what Ollie's going to do. So yeah, fuck it. Why not?
He calls it Ollie freestyle for a reason, does old Mr. Saeed, and that's what it is. Yeah. But we love to see it because it's a bit more exciting than beating Bournemouth 1-0 at home on a fucking Wednesday night, scoring in the 25th minute and sitting 11 men behind the ball. Rach, your front line as well, please. Who's going to be leading the line for the Reds on Sunday?
Rashford. I think he is going to go with Martial. And Green. How many players have I said? I do this all the time. You just have to excuse me.
We've got the front three. You got your left, you got your right, and you got your centre. That's what we got,
right? I do this all the time, mate. Honestly,
it's all right. It's all right. It's fine. Yeah. We both went to MMU. It's all good.
Did you go to MMU as well?
I did go to MMU, but sadly, I don't think I'll be finishing there.
No, God willing,
so I'm going to go. Go on. I'm going to go Rashford. Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood. I think he's going to go with. I would like to see Diallo, but I don't think he's going to go that bold.
Yeah, I mean, if Diallo's not getting a game against Sociedad when it's getting a start, even when we're 4-0 up against Sociedad, I cannot see him being brought in at Stamford Bridge. It's such a crucial game. Ames, are you thinking on the same lines for your lineup?
Yeah, the exact same. Unfortunately, we don't really have much option up top at the moment, so we're going to have to stick Martial up there now, unless he wants to switch it up and maybe put Dan James on the right and play Greenwood the striker. But I don't think he will do that. So yeah, Martial up top, unfortunately.
Martial up top. And Bitz, mate, you said it earlier. Is our Welsh wizard going to come in on the right-hand side and do bits against the, I don't know, what should we call Marcus Alonso? I mean, the hit and runner, the child killer. There's a few other things we could call it.
Or something.
It's not the Chelsea Pulis. It's just just hit a child over in Bolton and just drive away. That's what we'll do. But. What are you saying, Bitz? What are you saying for our front line?
I think just to offer flexibility, I think James starts because we do have the substitution of Greenwood to come on. So I think because I do think when we've got to look at our squad now, if he does start Greenwood, Rashford, and Martial, we're basically saying that's our front three. At least if we can change the dynamics. If Martial's, if he's going by how he's playing, doesn't play well, we've got a Greenwood we can come on, who can play through the middle I think majority of Man United fans do want to see him play through the middle, given a chance. So I'd like to see James on the right, Rashford on the left, and Martial through the middle. And listen, I hope Martial shuts a lot of people up. I hope he shuts me up. You know, score a couple of goals, bully the centre backs, because I think I this is the first time I've met you guys, so I don't know your thoughts, but I went, what's the word? It was on Twitter. I got trolled and stuff for saying we should sell him if he keeps playing like this. And I was saying that they never watched the full clip, as no one ever does on Twitter. I actually said the most frustrating thing about Tony Martial is that we all know he's brilliant. He just doesn't do it consistently enough. Now, for a player that's been in our club for 5-6 years, everyone keeps going, oh, last season was good. Yeah, but what about the other seasons? So, yeah. But then again, he might score 2, then we'll be screaming from the top of our lungs, Tony Martial.
If Tony Martial scores 2, mate, I will be running up and down my back garden, start bollock naked. Happy days. I'll be absolutely delighted if we do manage to do that. I personally, I'm going to agree with yourself, Bitz. I think Dan James will get a start because he has shown a great reign of form recently. So I think he will get a game, and I think he will turn Marcos Alonso inside out. I won't say what I was just about to say because that's a bit harsh. But he will turn him inside out, and Marcos won't hit into him like he hit into many other things in the past. And I'd like to see Greenwood get a chance as starting centre forward, and then Rashford obviously on the left hand side where he plays his best football, and playing him on the right is just a complete waste of him. Sorry, got a bit of a dry throat. The vaccine is obviously fucking me up. We move on then. In terms of predictions, how do we think the game is going to play out? Rach, what are you going for? Are you going for a convincing win, a nervy game? What are you thinking?
I'm going to go 2-0 United. I think we're going to keep the clean sheet.
And who's getting our goals? Do I even have to ask?
No, I think it's Bruno and Rashford. It's got to be
Bruno and Rashford. I mean, the two humans I love nearly as equal to my own family. Bitz, what are you thinking? Is it going to be a tough one, or are we going to walk away with this one at all 3 points at Stamford Bridge?
I think we all know in possession we don't really dominate games, do we? So I think we're expecting Chelsea. I mean, Tuchel magic and all of this nonsense that they're going on. They'll play possession, they'll keep the ball, and they'll probably play on the front foot, which will suit us. So I actually think that they're going to have more possession than us, but I think we're going to be clinical. We've got we have better finishers than them. If they start with Giroud, then that will give us something to think about. But I'm actually not bothered about Werner, Havertz, Ziyech. To be honest, like, I'm not ticklish, so they're not going to tickle any of us. So I mean, I just think no, and I think they'll go forward and they'll leave gaps and spaces where we'll counter and use our speed. And Rashford, God bless the guy. I mean, I mean, how can you badmouth Rashford? I know he can be annoying and stuff, but like, do you know what I mean? This is like our player. I don't know, like, he's our one of our main guys. So yeah, and listen, we all know if Bruno gets 25 yards out, potentially a goal, and if they get clumsy in the box, hopefully, he's going to score a penalty. So yeah, I'm saying, I said 4-1 earlier, so I'm gonna stick with 4-1 because I think Chelsea will be naive and come forward a lot.
Chelsea come forward a lot. Tuchel with a bit of his naivety in his early days in the Premier League. Hopefully, Ames, are we going to turn these lot inside out? I've run out of things to say about them that are suitable for screen time.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 United, and I'm going to say Rashford is going to score, and just to boil a bit of piss, I'm going to say Bruno's going to score a brace and a penalty.
I mean, I'd love nothing more than a Bruno penalty. It's just to wind up a few Chelsea fans. I mean, a mate of mine who's a Chelsea fan bet me 20 quid the other week that they'd finish above us. So, I mean, I like free money. If you want to just give me a few quid every once in a while, I'll send you my bank details. If you want to send me some 20 quid here and there, I could do with a score, save up for that big night out on the 21st of June. I'm sure we're hitting up 42s. I'm all over it. I think it will be a tight game, but we will come away with it in the end. I'm going to say 3-1, and I'm going to say, I'm going to go a bit audacious like Rach and Bitz normally do. I'm going to say Bruno's going to get a brace. I'm going to say Fred is going to score. Just fuck it, because he does. He gets one a season. He gets one a season normally. That's what it is. He got one against Wolves. He got 2 against Club Brugge last year, and I think it could just be a bit of a bobble around in the box, and he just knocks it in. I've got a bit of faith in our little pastor Fred. So and
he did take it around the keeper last night. He proper smashed that. I thought he was going to score last night when he took it round the keeper, but
past the poor decisions.
He did have that chance against Arsenal. Great save from Leno. Like that is that's normal. But I feel like that might have been his one goal. But who knows? Who knows? He could surprise us all. I think if Fred is on the score sheet, I think we'll all be more surprised at that than any result that could come out of the ground. We're all going for a United win, obviously, and that is a consensus of that game. We move on to poor old lowly Sheffield United. They've got Liverpool at home. I love Sheffield United. They've got a lot of Irish lads there, but I don't think it's going to end well for them. They're going to beat Derby's points total, but I think that's about it this season. Poor old Sheffield United. It's not worked out for them. But who knows? They could beat the Scousers, and the Scousers could fall down, below mid-table. How beautiful would that be? I mean, Bitz, is that a possibility? Do you see Rhian Brewster, breaking his duck this season against his former club, maybe making something magical happen?
I think the only thing magical depends on what he's drinking on the night, to be honest. He's probably going to be on the bench. He'll probably go on for the last 25 minutes.
25 minutes for 25 million. That is the way of the world.
For me, it's like they're going to get pumped, piped, whatever you want. Listen, Liverpool. This is the thing about Liverpool, and I hate them. Okay, I can't say hate, but yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I do. I think Liverpool are going to really deal with them because I think Liverpool will be in a foul mood. And Sheffield United, listen, they're the worst team, aren't they, right now? So it's going to be a 4-0. I'm confident of that. To Liverpool, by the way.
4-0 Sheffield United. I respect that one, Bitz. I respect that one. Bruce is coming off the bench with 25 minutes and getting a hat-trick to seal the win for the mighty Blades. Ames, are you as optimistic as I might be there?
There is nothing more I'd love than a Sheffield United win, but I think Liverpool have a couple of players coming back from injury as well. Now, they mightn't start, but they'll be on the bench. I think Jota is one of them, and he's been a massive loss for them this season. So, yeah, it'll be a Liverpool win. I think this one's inevitable, to be honest.
Liverpool win. Rach, come on. I know. Come on. Are you going to give me a bit of hope here? Come on.
I am. I'm going Sheffield.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I have faith. I have massive faith. I love Sheffield. Great night out as well.
Phenomenal night out. Bass Fest as well. Great festival.
Insane. So, yeah, I'm going to go Sheffield United, even though they might have a few people coming back from injury, but they're still fucking dog shit. So, yeah, and I hate them. So, yeah.
We love it. We love a bit of rivalry. There's nothing wrong. It's healthy to have such rivalries. And yeah, I think it's gonna. I'd love to see Sheffield win, and I think they're gonna get it close. I think it'll be a 1-1 at one stage, and the Scousers will just be the jammy bastards that they are, and they'll get 2 late goals and win 3-1. That's what I'm thinking for that one. And then Monday night we've got Everton versus Southampton at Goodison Park. Carlo Ancelotti is absolutely adored at Goodison Park right now. They've just announced they're building a brand new stadium. It does look absolutely magnificent. I mean, Old Trafford's got a leaking roof, and Everett are getting a brand new one built on the docks. But I mean, who's got the better owners? It's up for debate. And they're playing a Southampton side which are on terrible form at the moment. They can't seem to get a win for love or money. And you know, it seems like it could be a good chance for Everton to build on that win at Anfield. Ames, do you think they're going to get it?
This is actually a tough one. Obviously Southampton, I think we killed Southampton after that 9-0 win. But I am going to go with an Everton win with this one. I think they're playing a better
Rach, you thinking on this
at the minute, so.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Everton win, because I think Southampton have just they've been on such a slow decline recently that I think, Everton are going to win, because they're going to be bouncing from their derby victory. So, yeah, I'm going to go Everton.
Everton win. I mean, they hadn't won there once in my own lifetime, and I was about 4 months old. I think they won it in December '99. So fair play to them. They've done it. And hopefully they continue to ascend and just get above Liverpool and just sort of stay in that sort of 6th area. I'd be happy with that. Don't come near 4th. Bitz I would speak to, but I'm assuming he's getting an earache from his lovely wife. So we will leave that be. Just as I always love to do, finish on a bit of a random question. As we have been announced this beautiful roadmap of a route out of lockdown. Sorry, this doesn't go for you, Ames. Probably thinking more August, but we get in June. So I mean, that's just what the way it is. Thankfully, my parents emigrated. So Ames, just what is that one thing that you're looking forward to do aside from obviously getting back into the ground? Obviously, goes without question. That's the first thing I want to do. Get back into Old Trafford and kiss a bald man on the head when we go up 1-0. It's just the beauties of football. But aside from that, aside from those amazing moments of just pure ecstasy with fans, what is that one thing that you just can't wait to get back to doing? Rach, I'm going to come to you first. What are you thinking? Is it something simple like, I don't know, getting your hair done, or going for a curry, or just getting on the pitch?
I think, obviously, Old Trafford, I need to get my season ticket back. But I go on a holiday. I just really want to go on holiday. Go on a beach, get some cocktails, go on an all-inclusive holiday where I don't have to do anything for like 2 weeks. All-inclusive, come back with a banging tan. And yeah, that's what I want to do.
With a banging tan, show it off in 42s. That's just
exactly
the only one that's not running down your leg at the end of the night, because it's not.
Exactly.
It's brilliant. Where are you thinking? What sort of destination is tickling your fancy?
Thailand. I absolutely love Thailand. Me and my partner went with a group of 6 people about 4 years ago, and we absolutely loved it. The country and the culture is just absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to go back, just me and him, so we can kind of explore more places and do more things that kind of we want to do. Just explore and drink some more mushrooms.
Drink some more mushrooms. I mean, fair play. It's all completely legal, whatever you're doing.
It is over there. It is completely legal.
It is completely legal. The same way, if you go to Amsterdam, you can spark up whatever sort of a green lettuce you want to smoke. You can do whatever you like if it's legal. Don't break the law, people. That's just bad. No. That's bad things to do. Never do that. Ames, what are you planning to do? Any psychedelic teas, or are you what are you looking forward to once you get out of it? She's apparently you might be doing a She Devils tour of Thailand. Who knows?
Obviously a holiday would be lovely, but I'm just going to keep it nice and simple, but go on the fucking piss, because I'd say I was out every weekend for a good 2 years, and then we went into lockdown last year, and I'd say my liver gone off a shock. But that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
Your liver got an awful shot. I think mine got worse at the beginning, to be honest, because Corona was getting reduced in Sainsbury's and Fallowfield. So I was absolutely rinsing it. Getting a crate for like £6 at one point. beautiful. But that wasn't the start for me. But in all fairness, football, obviously, as Rach said, myself and Rach said, one thing I'm missing. I keep thinking back to that McTominay goal. Were you at that game, Rach?
I was, yeah. That
was beautiful.
If I knew that was going to be the last time that we were there for over 18 months, no, I would have stayed. They would have had to drag me out because I was going to Old Trafford for, I think this was my third season, so I'll be going into my fourth. That was the most ecstasy I think I've felt at an actual game. Like I've felt happiness and like when you win a game, but I think that there was just because it was City, we dominated the game the last minute, and just because it was Scott McTominay as well, like it was just pure. Yeah, that was pure happiness, and I actually can't wait to feel that again.
That was honestly beautiful for me. That was the best. That was the best. Honestly, I remember I cracked the screen on my phone when McTominay scored. I didn't give a shit. I could, like, you know, when you crack the screen on your phone, you're in bits. You're like, you're swearing, you're cursing everyone, but I didn't care. I actually didn't care one bit. I was that happy. Me and my dad at the game. That was absolutely brilliant. But I mean, in all fairness, I'm looking most forward to being in a nightclub such as 42s. Not like 42s is my most exciting bit about coming back to normality, but being able to go to a nightclub or go to a bar past 10 o'clock, that would just be my sort of vibe now. Just to be able to go to the pub, see everyone, and not have any sort of restriction. That's my exciting bit. Not just getting completely legless, but just being able to talk to someone and not go to the toilet whilst wearing a mask. That's just something we all want and can't wait to get back to. And it seems like it's going to be soon, hopefully. That comes to the end of it there now. Unless anything you guys want to add anything?
No, all good. If you want to give yourselves a shout out there, Rach, you fire away there first. Where can the people find you? Yeah, of course. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Rach MUFC7.
Rach MUFC7. Do check her out. Ames as well. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and it's U18.
Yeah, definitely check her out. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Does help the channel. Please keep doing it, and I'll talk to you lot in a bit.